Kashta, the Kushite king. Peace in the 8th century BCE. The land of Kush, situated to the south of Egypt in what is now Sudan, was ruled by a king named Kashta. Kashta, whose name means the Kushite, was a pivotal figure in the history of the Kushite Dynasty, succeeding Alara and laying the groundwork for future conquests and expansion. Kashta's reign marked a period of consolidation and strength for the Kingdom of Kush. He strategically positioned his kingdom to influence the politics and culture of Egypt to the north. Recognizing the weakened state of Egypt, which was divided and struggling with internal conflicts, Kashta saw an opportunity to assert Kushite power. The rise to greatness. Kashta's rule was characterized by both military and diplomatic prowess. He solidified his control over Upper Egypt, extending Kushite influence into regions that had long been dominated by Egyptian pharaohs. This strategic expansion was not merely about conquest. It was also about cultural assimilation and the blending of Kushite and Egyptian traditions. One of Kashta's most significant achievements was ensuring the succession of his son, Pi, who would go on to achieve even greater feats. Pi, inheriting his father's vision and determination, launched a campaign that would ultimately see the conquest of Lower Egypt and the unification of the country under Kushite rule. The conquest of Egypt. Pi's military campaign was swift and decisive. He capitalized on the fragmented state of Egypt, which was divided among various local rulers, and marched north with a formidable army. His victory was not just a military triumph, but also a symbolic unification of the lands along the Nile under a single, powerful ruler. Pi's conquest established the 25th dynasty of Egypt, known as the Kushite Dynasty. This period was marked by a revival of ancient Egyptian traditions and the construction of monumental architecture. The Kushite pharaohs, beginning with Pi, were seen as restorers of order and stability, bringing a sense of renewed greatness to a land that had been mired in chaos. A legacy of strength and unity. The legacy of Kashta and his successors is a testament to the resilience and strength of the Kushite people. They demonstrated that through strategic vision, military prowess, and cultural integration, it was possible to achieve greatness and unify a divided land. Kashta's story is a reminder of the power of foresight and determination. By understanding the past and recognizing opportunities in the present, one can lay the foundation for future success. The greatness of the Kushite dynasty serves as an encouraging example of how a clear vision and unwavering resolve can transform challenges into triumphs, uniting peoples and cultures in a legacy that endures through the ages. The Kushite influence on Egypt. Under the Kushite dynasty, Egypt experienced a renaissance of its cultural and religious practices. The Kushite pharaohs, who deeply respected and admired Egyptian traditions, sought to revive and restore the grandeur of Egypt's past. They embarked on ambitious building projects, reconstructing temples and monuments that had fallen into disrepair and initiating new constructions that reflected their power and devotion. The Kushite rulers were also devout followers of the god Amun, whose worship they revitalized. They ensured that the priesthood of Amun regained its influence and status, which had waned during periods of instability. This religious revival reinforced their legitimacy and strengthened their rule over Egypt. The rule of Taharqa. One of the most notable rulers of the Kushite dynasty was Taharqa, the son of Pi. Taharqa continued his predecessor's efforts to strengthen the empire and extend its influence. He is particularly renowned for his extensive building projects, including the expansion of the Temple of Amun at Karnak and the construction of new temples and statues throughout Egypt and Nubia. Taharqa's reign was marked by both military and diplomatic challenges, including conflicts with the Assyrians. Despite these challenges, he managed to maintain the unity and strength of the empire, leaving a lasting legacy of prosperity and cultural richness. The enduring legacy. The Kushite dynasty's influence endured long after the end of their rule. Their efforts to restore and preserve Egyptian culture and religion had a lasting impact, ensuring that the legacy of ancient Egypt continued to inspire future generations. The monuments and temples they built or restored stand as testaments to their power and vision, bridging the cultural heritage of Nubia and Egypt. Self-knowledge and reflection. The story of Kashta and the Kushite dynasty is not just a chapter in the annals of history. It is a source of inspiration and self-knowledge. It reminds us that greatness is not merely inherited. It is built through vision, determination, and the willingness to seize opportunities in times of change. Kashta's strategic foresight and his successor's dedication to cultural and religious revival highlight the importance of leadership that honors the past while forging a path to a unified and prosperous future. In reflecting on this legacy, we are encouraged to recognize the strength within our heritage and the potential within ourselves. Just as Kashta transformed a fragmented land into a powerful and unified empire, we too can overcome challenges and build a legacy that endures. By understanding and embracing our history, we gain the knowledge and confidence to shape a future that honors our past and inspires future generations. The fall and transformation. Despite their numerous achievements, the Kushite rulers eventually faced formidable adversaries. The rising power of the Assyrians in the Near East presented a significant threat to the stability and control of the Kushite Dynasty over Egypt. In 671 BCE, the Assyrian king Esarhaddon launched a campaign against Egypt, marking the beginning of the end for Kushite rule in the region. The Assyrians, known for their military prowess and relentless campaigns, successfully invaded Egypt, capturing Memphis and driving the Kushite rulers southward. Taharqa and his successors continued to resist, but the overwhelming force of the Assyrians eventually led to the decline of Kushite power in Egypt. By 653 BCE, the Assyrians had effectively ended Kushite dominance, pushing them back to their homeland in Nubia, a new era in Nubia. Returning to Nubia, the Kushite rulers did not fade into obscurity. Instead, they refocused their efforts on strengthening their kingdom and continuing their cultural and architectural endeavors. The city of Napata, a significant religious and political center, flourished during this period. The rulers of Kush constructed magnificent temples and pyramids, emphasizing their connection to both their Nubian heritage and the traditions of ancient Egypt. One of the most remarkable sites from this era is the royal cemetery at Nuri, where the Kushite kings built grand pyramids that rivaled those of their Egyptian predecessors. These pyramids, along with other monuments, stand as enduring symbols of the Kushite dynasty's resilience and enduring legacy. Lessons from the Kushite dynasty. The story of Kashta, Pir, Taharqa, and their successors is a powerful testament to the strength and adaptability of the Kushite people. Despite facing significant challenges and eventual defeat in Egypt, they managed to preserve and enhance their culture, leaving an indelible mark on the history of both Nubia and Egypt. This period teaches us the importance of resilience and the ability to adapt in the face of adversity. The Kushite rulers demonstrated that true greatness is not merely about conquest and power, but also about cultural preservation, religious devotion, and the ability to rebuild and thrive even after setbacks. A reflection on greatness. As we reflect on the legacy of the Kushite dynasty, we are reminded of the profound impact that vision and determination can have on the course of history. Kashta's strategic foresight and the enduring efforts of his successors illustrate how leadership rooted in cultural pride and adaptability can overcome significant challenges. In our own lives, we can draw inspiration from the Kushite rulers' resilience and dedication to their heritage. By embracing our history and remaining steadfast in our goals, we can navigate the complexities of the present and build a future that honors our past. The story of the Kushite dynasty encourages us to recognize our potential for greatness, even in the face of adversity, and to strive for a legacy that will inspire generations to come. The enduring cultural legacy. The cultural and religious impact of the Kushite dynasty extended far beyond their reign. Their influence can be seen in the continued reverence for Amun and the architectural styles they championed, which persisted in both Nubia and Egypt. The temples and pyramids built by the Kushites remained important centers of worship and pilgrimage for centuries, bridging the cultural divide between Nubia and Egypt. The craftsmanship and artistry of the Kushite period were notable for their innovation and integration of Egyptian techniques with Nubian traditions. This blending of styles produced unique works of art and architecture that highlighted the strengths of both cultures. The Kushite emphasis on monumental construction and detailed craftsmanship left an enduring mark on the region's architectural landscape. The role of women in Kushite society. Another noteworthy aspect of the Kushite dynasty was the prominent role of women in leadership and religious life. Queens and royal women, known as candates or candaces, wielded significant political power and influence. These women often ruled as regents, co-rulers, or even sole monarchs, showcasing a level of gender equality that was relatively advanced for the time. One such queen was Amenitore, who ruled several centuries later, but embodied the legacy of powerful Kushite women. She oversaw extensive building projects and maintained the prosperity and stability of the kingdom. The prominence of these queens underscores the inclusive and dynamic nature of Kushite society, which valued the contributions of both men and women to its greatness. A lasting influence. The resilience of the Kushite dynasty, even after their retreat from Egypt, highlights their lasting influence on the region. Their ability to adapt and thrive in Nubia ensured that their cultural and political impact endured. The integration of Egyptian religious practices with Nubian traditions created a unique cultural fusion that continued to influence subsequent generations. Kindly click like, subscribe, and share this channel.